All right, folks, we are live. This is Play Economy. I'm Rhinosaurus Rex. Great to see you here.
Beckatron.
I'm always with the
Beckatron.
the great and illustrious Beckatron, who's ready to shit on me for all of my game playing days and needs.
Yes.
We are joined today by some wonderful folks, Poppy/Peter from Harmony and Flu, the man, the myth, the legend, here to talk about everything GameFi and building on Harmony and all the fun stuff that's going on. Before we go into that, we have this wonderful new intro built to you by, or brought to you by Crystal herself. We're going to hit this stream real quick on that and come right back. Jazz hands.
Crystal.
All right. Thank you for the wonderful work, Crystal. We're back. Real quick, though. I know that we're going to be jumping in with some people from Harmony who are very familiar with both you, with both of you, but would love to just give a quick intro for all the Blockworks folks that are turning in, or the Blockworks audience. Give yourselves like a little bit of background on what you do.
Flu, Peter, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, all right. Yes, I will. Absolutely. That's
okay.
Me.
All right.
So, my name is Flu, or James, and I was a very early team member of DeFi Kingdoms. I helped them do a bunch of their business development, and then eventually I decided that the whole network kind of needed help with development, with getting into a better place in the GameFi space overall. So I came and I started working for Harmony several months ago. What I do essentially is I act as an advocate for developers that are on chain. And in addition to that, I am going to be leading up some advising on the gaming grants side. So
cool. Something
Very
to
cool.
look into.
Slide to your DM.
I also own an Aave fork, if that matters, on like a bunch of networks other than Harmony. Sorry about that.
Yeah, what is? We'll dig into that too. These are all great things to add to the list of questions.
Well, I learned something I didn't know his name was James. He's always been Flu, so that was new. Yeah, my name is Pete. I'm with Harmony. I've been with Harmony for about, close to 2 years now. Prior to Harmony, been blockchain for a little bit. Worked for a number of companies in the blockchain space, and right now I'm very focused on growing our gaming and GameFi vertical. And so that includes like partnerships with studios and also just getting our name out there to Web 2 devs that are interested in building on chain. So
that's really cool.
Working. Yeah.
Well, while we chat and talk, usually we like to sit around and play video games, take a moment to just relax, have fun. So today we are playing this great game called Stick Fight. We have all just downloaded it, and we're all trying to get into the same room together as we're talking. I'm going to pull up my thing right now so we can see. I'm in the lobby. We're all friends on Steam now, forced to do so for the content. Invite to lobby. There we go. Inviting Beckatron to the lobby as well. All right.
Mine says kill your friends to start. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Play game.
I think you guys just got invites. And then, and Peter, so I guess as we're like loading this up right now, I'm always so curious. Like we've been talking to people who are actually building the games, right? For like that's what the focus of the show has been so far. But one of the things that I'm so curious and so interested to get your take on this is you're on the other side, right? You are the one who is helping the games from an infrastructure level to get to where they want to go on all the beautiful Web3 stuff. So like if I am a game, I'm a builder, I'm gonna make the next great Becca, stop destroying me. When I am a game builder, like what am I looking for in a partner with someone like Harmony or one of the other protocols that are out there?
No, that's a really good question. I think there's a couple of audiences, right? So you can be a smart contract developer already in Web3, but you're interested in building a game. So your needs are going to be different. Or you can be a Web 2 dev interested in kind of building a game on Web3. And so there you already know kind of game mechanics, kind of mechanism design, but maybe less so on tokenomic and NFT stuff. And so I think there's going to be kind of needs for both different audiences. So at Harmony, we're trying to building an offering that meets the needs of both audiences. Now the the initial audience that is kind of like ready, like right now, to enter the gaming space are smart contract devs, but they don't really know how to build a game. And so we're trying to build an offering for them that makes their job easier, being able to kind of connect to these game engines much easier, so they can focus on the actual play experience. And so we're trying to do that now. And so that's whatever it takes to make their job easier, so they can focus on play experience, user acquisition, and just building a fun game is really kind of what we're focused on, because we want to meet the needs of their. We want to meet their needs.
Got it. That's cool. And so, what are the things that they like? I know meeting their needs, but like, what are the things they look for? Like, let's say, and I guess there's kind of two. You said like smart contract developers who are like looking to make a fun game, because like, let's be honest, probably most of the smart contract developers, like myself, were big gamers when they're growing up. So they're like, I can make a sweet game. They're probably looking for something very different than, let's say, like the Microsofts or the Ubisofts or like game development, like the Zyngas of the world, right? So what if I'm a smart contract developer? What are my typical needs when I'm thinking about developing the game?
Yeah. So based on like what we're seeing, smart contract devs, they typically underestimate what it's like to actually build a game. And so, it's much harder than like forking a DeFi kind of fork. And so building a game actually requires, knowledge of like psychology, kind of game mechanics, how NFTs and tokens kind of play in the game, make sure it's balanced. And so all of that are kind of like education that I think folks will need, because it's different from being a player versus building a game. As a player, you just kind of take for granted a lot of things. Building a game, you have to keep in mind all of these things. And so that's kind of what we're learning, and that's the types of things that we're trying to provide game devs now. Flu, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that it's exactly what it sounds like, which is that you've got two really hard jobs, which is programming a decentralized application, which is a very unforgiving process. Once you deploy a contract to the blockchain, that is a contract that is on the blockchain, right? You have upgradable contracts, but it's very much a thing where if you do not do it right the first time, you can absolutely run into a ton of issues. And then that's combined with the difficulty of building a game, which is a very different software development process than any other. And there's a reason why that's a completely separate sort of environment to most devs. And so you've got all these devs that are coming over from very accomplished companies, but not gaming companies. And so we're having to find like a merging of those two worlds. Also, I finally got into the game, and I'm very excited about it.
I know. All right, so I'm pulling it up now. All right, so here we are. We're in the lobby. Random players can join. No. How do we get to the point where we actually get started playing? Whoa! No, we don't want random people. Do we want random people? We'll see how this goes.
There we go.
Pure skill. Oof. Why is my character still just lying down and not actually getting up? Oh, there we go.
I actually thought that was the game. I thought that was the whole thing.
Wait, I don't even know who I am anymore.
How do I double jump? All right.
Wait, who's the thing? Okay, wait, okay. Whoa.
I'm yellow.
Okay.
Ooh, did I just get a gun?
Wait, what?
Oh! Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
Oh, I'm dead, so maybe I should ask another question. Wow.
Skills. All right, we're in the woods now. All right.
Oh gosh. Okay, this is
You're
so,
now king.
So Peter, or Pete, as you said beforehand, you were going to be the cheerleader, and clearly there's one person
Not
who's better at this
cheering
game than the other.
Wow.
Ooh, I think there's gonna.
Continue to kill me.
Ooh, got a gun. Got a gun. Oh, I just killed myself. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Is this just like rapid fire? We're just gonna.
Yeah.
How did you
I think
find
so.
this game, Q?
You
Yes.
just kind of hit buttons and things
as I
happen.
Oh! What are these worm things? Are these snakes? What is this? And it's attacking me! I shot you, snake! Sorry. Alright, back to GameFi and everything building into the future. So, we touched on what these Web3 smart contract developers are looking for, right? If I am, let's say I'm a Zynga, or I'm a more traditional gaming shop looking to integrate like Web3 aspects of the game, either playable NFTs or putting things on chain for characters or what have you. Like, what am I looking for in a partner from someone like Harmony?
I think one of the first things is probably capital. And so, hey, good job.
Thank you. Cheerleader number one right here.
Oh my gosh.
I think capital is definitely one of the key things that Web 2 devs are looking for coming from these big publishers. Other thing is definitely like community and like the support and engagement and size of the community. And also kind of software development help, because there's going to be lots of kind of aspects of like, connecting your wallet and like just blockchainy stuff that Web2 devs are still kind of getting, just still learning. And so making sure that the for us specifically, the Harmony team, that our developers are available to help Web2 game devs kind of, answer
That was the only time I won. Sorry to interrupt you.
And just by sitting still.
my screen is frozen. So just FYI, let's see if that works again.
Oh, we got
Sorry,
Orlando in
and
here now.
keep going.
No, that's it. It's and that's kind of what it's emerging still, right? Like these are kinds of things that we're learning right now, and so we're but our offering is getting better, and and we definitely want to make sure that we meet the needs of Web2 devs that want to build on chain.
Yeah, so I guess like how like integrated are they trying to get, or I guess it's like each game, but are you currently talking to anyone that has like fun things? Like, are they just trying to roll out like NFT loot boxes and then they're like it's on chain, or are they actually like doing like really hardcore integration, like the level of like DeFi Kingdoms where literally every action is on chain? Like, where do they fall, I guess, when they're thinking about that kind of partnership?
Yeah. So maybe I can answer this, and I'd love Flu's thoughts on this.
Yeah, and I want to talk about how he advises games and what to think.
Yeah,
about
exactly.
So I'm excited. Yeah.
So what we're seeing is kind of really just it kind of runs this full spectrum. You've got some games that very little is actually on chain, and then the rest is just off chain. And then other games like DeFi Kingdoms, which tries to we're very complex and try to do a lot of things on chain, right? So I think we just kind of see the full gamut of the spectrum, or full spectrum of whatever that phrase is, right?
Yeah.
You see everything. You see a lot of things. Very
yeah, exactly.
What did you guys think about the DeFi Kingdoms breakup? Like what? Like how did that feel? Was that
especially for you, Flu? How'd you feel?
How did I feel about what?
How do you feel? Tell me.
How do I feel about what? I'm sorry.
The DeFi Kingdom breakup, I'll call it.
The DeFi. Are you talking about mine personally, or like the one with like the whole chain just going to start their own chain and everything? Like, which thing are you referring to? Because like I think that they went off and started their own chain, and that's great. That's wonderful for the gas token of Jewel. But I do not think that a second not even just a governance token, a power token was really necessary for that. I think they could have just stuck to the one token. So I think that if they would have stuck to Jewel, they probably would have had an easier time with that transition. However, I think that everyone should be aiming to build on multiple chains. Honestly, it's just the issue of, are you delivering a complete experience before you go over to that other chain? And that's something that I would like to encourage all developers to do, is like to build a complete experience. And then once you have that success, once you have that community, once you have those people that will fight and die for you, then you can go to another chain.
Yeah.
And that's what I would say.
Do you think gamers are like, I play this game because it's on Harmony, or I play this game because it's on an Avalanche subnet? Like,
I don't.
Sorry to bring up. Yeah, I don't know if that's like Voldemort, like he who must not be named. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm just curious. Like that doesn't seem to be the primary thing, right?
No, I don't think that it's like an Xbox versus PlayStation or PC versus consoles or anything, because we can all do everything on each one.
Okay, what are these snake things, by the way? They are the ones. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Yeah,
But no, I think that it's not about what chain you're on. It's about the experience that you're delivering. Unfortunately, right now, it's also about the price action and like, oh, well, what have I been able to get out of it? And I think that's the thing that we really need to move away from is an idea of speculation versus experience. And I think that the more closely that we align ourselves with the experience that we're delivering, the less we need to worry about the speculative value of whatever tokens or thing that it is.
I clicked on the wrong screen. So my follow-up question to that is like, do you see any? Are you working with any games? Do you both of you see any games that are like really exciting that are like less speculative right now? That are more like, yo, this is gonna change the game when it comes out. Like I just saw some big news about the kart racing, which is kind of cool. That's being built on Harmony. They were also permissionless. They were very nice. I like them. But other games like that you think like, oh, this is it. This is the moment. This is the transition. Do you see any of that getting built today?
We are, but they're in various kind of stages of development. A lot of the titles that are ready are more on the GameFi space because these are primarily Web3 devs that are building kind of like dexes, but dressed up as games. But actual games that like Web2 folks kind of would recognize as actual games, those take a lot longer to build, and they're in various stages of development. We're working with a number of studios that have titles that are ready to be put on chain, and we're very excited.
Any that you can share?
Not yet.
Okay.
Well, so Kart Racing League is one of those.
Yeah. Okay. Kart Racing League.
And
yeah,
that's going to take a bit to get for mainnet launch because that's a pretty complex game. We're working with 4 other studios and titles that they have. So
I can talk about a game.
Yeah.
We haven't agreed, but like he's super cool. All
right, tight.
He'll be like, you did what on live? No, but I
all press is good press.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I posted on my Twitter a thing about a promising game, and I just said, Harmony Protocol fam, look at this. And that was for a game called Core. And what they're doing is they're essentially reskinning and like redesigning, changing a lot of the game logic and everything from a very old game, about a 20-year-old game called Mega Man Battle Network. And it's like
that's classic.
Yeah, it's a chip. It's like a trading card game sort of thing for the abilities, but it's like a live action, sort of like derivative of it. And they are interested in, and we haven't signed anything yet. But something that's interesting about them, and I would encourage this approach to any developer that's looking to deploy on Harmony, is that they're like, well, yeah, we'll just start building on Harmony. So that's why I said I would talk about them because they're not counting on anything first. They're not shopping around their stuff to different networks. They're like, no, for our technical needs, Harmony works, and so it's a no-brainer, right?
That's awesome.
And so that's one that I would say is super promising, not only because of the gameplay itself or anything, but also because they're doing things the right way. Like they're saying, okay, well, what are my technical needs? I could use Polygon, I could use Aurora, I could use this, I could use that. Well, Harmony has the greatest community and the best sort of like game landscape. Well, dude, there's so many times that we have not been paying any attention.
Yeah.
And we've just like completely spaced.
I keep clicking the wrong part of the screen too. There's actually a really good question, which is what I wanted to ask about as well. So like GameFi projects, leaders DAO, is there some sort of program that Harmony is running for this kind of stuff? Thank you, Jerome 0389.
Like a mentorship kind of thing, or
yeah, let's start there and then see what else Harmony is trying to put together for. The Earth just started falling.
So I can address that a little bit. We have something in development now, so I can share one little thing. With some of these studios that we're partnering with, some of them are, some are kind of like small, medium, kind of large studios. One studio that we're very excited to be partnering with is actually a smaller one, But the founder of it, and we're going to be announcing it in the next couple of weeks, but the founder of it is like a 36-year game veteran. And
Really?
and he's like he was one of the first developers on like some of these big games like Street Fighter, Madden, etc. And so he founded a studio focused on bringing some titles to Web3. We are going to be tapping him to become an advisor to like the games that are building Harmony, and so he could be like a mentor of sorts.
Amazing.
And we'd like to do more of that. And so as we partner with more and more of these studios that have people like him, then that could be a huge value add to game developers. And so that's kind of one thing that we're building now.
I think that it's also kind of unfair to not mention some of the games that are still building on Harmony. Cosmic Universe just released their demo. We have Rocket Monsters that moved over from Tezos. That is a playable game. We have Evo Versus that's basically, they actually worked on one of the largest Minecraft full conversion mods for like Pokemon that existed. And now they're like, okay, well, we can't market that. We can't sell that. What we have to do is we have to go make all of this ourselves. We have to do everything ourselves. So they're doing like a Pokemon-like open world game and PvP, and they're doing that all on chain, which is amazing, right? And they've got really great art. They've got really great animations. They have some really, really cool YouTube trailers if people want to take a look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So the snakes are being fired out of a snake cannon because I just picked up that cannon and did that.
Wait, what's the name? What's the name of the
Evo
Pokemon?
Versus.
Evo Versus.
Yeah, Evo Versus, and that's a really, really promising one. Full disclosure, I seed invested in Evo Versus, but
Okay, I see how it is. I can't wait to get to the point where I need to disclose these things. That'll be fun.
One
day.
I have a spoiler for you. No, it's not.
This game is wildly addictive, by the way, to anyone who hasn't played Stick Fight before. Fully recommend it. And it's fast paced, and you can lose a round, and it's all okay.
It's all
or you can
good.
lose every round to this what's his name? Chinook something. Ugh.
Wait, well, I have a question for you guys about the games that are coming over that are already, they're pretty much done, and they just are going to integrate some on-chain, utilities. How long does that typically take? Is that something that's like a 6-month endeavor? Is it a couple weeks? I'm sure it's like a range, but I'm just kind of curious for my own curiosity.
I mean, I would say I can't really think of a complete game that's launched on Harmony that was brought over from the Web 2 space yet. I would say that it would be at least 6 months, a year. Similar to standard game development times. Something that we do here in general as like investors, as players on the blockchain, whether it's on Tezos or Harmony or Ethereum, whatever, this is essentially like a live streamed Kickstarter campaign. Because we all have a hand in the development of the game, and we all have a hand in giving that feedback. So you get to just see that game every step of the way. I look forward to seeing how Kart Racing League is going to do it, because they are, I think that they are, Peter. They're a Web 2 game that already has like 10,000 players, right?
That's right.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that's one of the kind of like the first that's going to come from the Web 2 world to Harmony. And the fortunate thing there is that the studio has some really great developers and also kind of like in-house kind of tokenomics people that can help them figure out the NFT and token piece with our help. But you're right though. It's getting these Web 2 games on chain is take upwards of 90 plus days or so. If we close this partnership that we're hoping to soon, one of the discussions that we're having is, could we get one of their titles on to go
like
live on
title.
mainnet? Well, all of them hopefully, but definitely one of them in the next 90 days after we close. And so we're hoping that happens. But more on that later.
Why do you
any hints and tricks on what that might be? Any like like, is there like a type of game that it is that might be interesting to think about and marinate on as we sit here and guess?
Let's see.
I don't even. If it makes you feel any better, Ryan, I don't even know what he's talking about. So if that helps.
Yeah. So some of these discussions are like, it's
still so early. I hear you.
pretty early.
Flu, thank you for sacrificing yourself for the common good.
No problem.
We got another question out there from the audience. Sammy _ETH, not .ETH. So make sure to send all your money there. Very interesting question. DeFi Kingdom not considered to be a game? I mean, let's be honest. I click a button and go fishing.
I don't disagree with that. Like, honestly, and I don't think that Peter does either.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know Frisky. I know the whole team over at DeFi Kingdoms. They don't either.
Yeah.
And let me be really clear on that. Like, the game that they have done so far is the gamification of those NFTs and the creation of those NFTs in like a procedural manner where you can like mix them together. And there is quality to that. There's a lot of quality to that. That took a really long time to do. However, they do not consider it to be a complete game, and they know that. Like, yeah. I love the continued thing of like, oh, well, DeFi Kingdoms isn't the game. Well, no, but I mean, you're also not able to invest in Halo whenever they're just like designing everything and doing everything for the first time.
Yeah, I like the idea that they kind of bootstrapped it by building like an economy, and then they can use those funds to kind of help develop the game and bring.
Yeah.
So it's a very. What is this laser? Yeah, oh my goodness!
You don't want to get killed by that.
Oh, you can turn it. Oh, ooh.
That's pretty cool.
Oh man, GGEZ. Oh man, Dingoes ate your babies. Also has potential.
Dingoes does have a lot of potential as well. Dingoes is a game on Harmony that has a fully built out Unity demo right now. It's got a lot of hidden references to a bunch of Harmony projects.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh so my goodness.
That's a really good call out by whoever did that.
I think it was a call out by the Dingoes dev.
The Dingo. Definitely in here.
What was their name on the chat? I can tell you.
I don't know, but
Jerome 0389.
Actually, Jerome does not work for Dingoes. I asked him that yesterday during a Twitter space.
Jerome, thank you for jumping in here. Clearly, you're friends with Flu, so I appreciate that.
Thanks, Jay.
Thank you for. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of laser beams coming at my face. So what's Harmony doing right now? We talked about like what a game developer is looking for, but like what is Harmony doing now to go out and attract? I think I saw on your all hands you guys are going to NFT NYC. That's dope. Tell everyone from Blockworks in the NYC office I say hi. But what are you guys doing now? Like what's the focus?
Yeah.
You want to go ahead?
I want to talk about what I want to do because I want everybody in the comments help with this.
Yeah.
And that's to attract NFT projects on Ethereum to come over and build their GameFi layer here. Because they only have a few choices on where to do that. And with iTokens, which you can just kind of look up iTokens Harmony on Google to get an overview of that, you don't ever have to move. You don't ever have to move your NFTs off of Ethereum. You can have them where the liquidity is the deepest. You can have them where they have the best marketplace, OpenSea. And then you can do the GameFi layer on Harmony by having like an iToken, an identity token that is representative of your ownership of that NFT that's still over on ETH. So like that's going to be one of my focuses is recruiting some of these very promising projects that have their own built-in communities to come in and see what we're doing over on Harmony and how cool it could be to run with like high speeds, low cost.
Is this the ask for Yuga Labs to move their metaverse over to Harmony? Is this the moment with iTokens?
We actually did a test where
yes,
this iTokens thing, right? Where you could. So there was a campaign we did DeFi Kingdoms where if you had an ape in your wallet and you connect your wallet to DeFi Kingdoms, you can use your ape likeness inside of DeFi Kingdoms, but your NFT actually stayed on Ethereum.
Huh.
And so that's kind of the idea
really
of
cool.
an iToken. So it's it's a way to flex your PFP on a different chain while keeping your actual NFT on on the home chain. What Flu is talking about is kind of an extension of that, which is your NFT stays on Ethereum, but your game layer could be on Harmony. And so you can extend your NFT from Ethereum to the game for that NFT project in Harmony. And so that's going to be quite exciting.
That is really cool. And also, it's actually funny because we were talking about Crypto Royale before this. Thoughts on Crypto Royale and Pixel Wars, both fully functional games on Harmony. Have you played them?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
For my
I love Roy.
Yeah.
Love royalty. I love royalty.
When we were doing this before this was an official show, they were actually one of the first recordings that I did. So I'm trying to get them back on because they have a really cool platform, and I think they're building like a platform, not just the balls clicking around and on screen going dunk dunk. But yeah, love Crypto Royale.
Yeah.
Sound effects.
Yeah, we're really big on sound effects here.
Really big.
We're also big on flexing cross chain, so I love the idea of tokens. I just wherever I can flex, day in day out. I'm actually wearing a shirt today, but I could pop it off right now. This is the moment. We could do it. Pop it off and flex on everyone. The headphones.
It's not about flexing. I think that's the thing that
I know
that we're kind of forgetting sometimes as we spend large sums of money on these digital goods. It's about ownership. Like if I wanted to go and get anything out of the money that I spent on Fortnite skins, I can't do that.
God, I know.
I'd have to sell my entire account. There's no way to separate that out from your ownership of the account at large. It's about ownership, and it's about the ability to use those different assets in different games. And Engine, like that chain, does actually a fantastic job of doing that. It's just that the games themselves are a little bit underwhelming at times, but there's like 2 or 3 that are like absolutely outstanding. Another game that does it really well, I think it's on Polygon, is Skyweaver. So if anyone has any friends at Skyweaver, I want to talk to them like real bad.
Yeah.
You guys hook that up, and I'll summon you a few heroes for sure.
Good looks. And then we got a yeah, I know. We got a technical question. Can you transfer the metadata back from Harmony to Ethereum with these old tokens after on the game layer?
That's a really good question. What I would do in that case, you probably wouldn't do it through the token feature itself. You would just set up a smart contract on Ethereum to do that for you. So you'd probably use like a relayer or something. And that's just how that's the first thing that comes to mind. But once again, I'm not a real dev. I was a data analyst before I started doing this. So
you moonlight as a dev sometimes?
I moonlight. No, I don't even moonlight as a dev. I just make sure that the people that I'm working with are good. That's it.
You can't use the word real without air quotes, though. You got to use air quotes.
Yes, real dev.
Yeah. By the way, I think what we need to start doing, because the 3 of us are currently playing live, unless someone is in the chat who's like jumped into our random room, we should just team up on Green, because he is absolutely shitting on us left and right. And
I don't think Becca is in here anymore.
I haven't been in for a long time.
All right. Well, then who's this other random person? I thought you re-jumped in.
That's a sign. No. No,
we should quit this game. Yeah, we should quit this game and start another one with that. With Becca in here.
Those
Main
snakes.
menu. There we go. All right.
I don't know why it froze my computer, so I was like, okay, that's a sign.
Yeah, that's why I didn't even.
All right. We'll host a match real quick. All right. There we go.
This is a good one. I do want to play Street Fighter. I mean, I'm actually very excited to play with the Exaverse game because I like the graphics and the fighting style. That was fun.
Yeah. Oh, Becca, you're not even on the friends list.
Wow.
Well, while we're it's all right. Well, why don't we sit and pontificate about the future of player ownership while we're figuring out all the rest of the game stuff. Drag racing soon. That's cool.
Oh, I think they're talking about probably Win Lambo or Harmonyville, which is Harmonyville is the metaverse that Win Lambo as a project is building within. Also, because I have to do this again, full disclosure, I helped co-found Win Lambo. Sorry.
I thought it was just I thought it was just, hey, Win Lambo, that's what Stick Fighter's gonna bring us today. But I didn't know it's an actual game.
Flu's tentacles are all over.
He's got his fingers in everything, is what I hear. Yeah.
I do have a couple of tentacle heroes actually as well. No, but it's funny because like I got a comment the other day and they're like, why do you even work anymore? You like helped start everything. I was like, well, I took all my winnings and I invested it into Luna.
Oh, is that real talk?
Yeah.
So you probably got a huge Luna 2 drop then. So you're okay. You're gonna make it.
I got a Luna 2 drop. That's for sure. Are you hosting the match there?
I invited you, I think, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't see Becca because I think it's
Do we think he's going to jail?
I don't know. That's a big question.
I don't know, man. That's if some of the things that are coming out about it are true, then I mean, the 8-ball says chances look good, man.
The 8-ball. Shake it up.
But
a lot of really promising projects had their treasuries in UST, and so rip to that. Yeah. But I know they'll recover and they'll find new ways of doing business, and that's the cool thing about Web3 is that you there's never chances that you ever miss. There's only chances that you haven't taken yet, and there's chances that you already took advantage of, and that's it. And you got to like pick yourself up. You got to wipe yourself off and be like, I'm going to make every sat back and let's go back into it.
I feel like you read that from like a fortune cookie. It came out so perfectly.
Just coming off the top of your dome.
I'm gonna start making crypto fortune cookies. That's my next NFT project.
That's a nice venture.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
I'd buy that. Tell me my future.
Yeah. So what do you think the number one thing like holding this back? Like there is some pretty big news. Gala is launching their Grit game on the Epic platform, which is like huge. Mm-hmm. It's now the first like NFT game on a major platform. What is this it? Or like what do you think there's still like more miles to come? What do you think is the big thing that will make this next thing happen?
I think that the next big thing, we haven't even seen it yet.
Yeah.
Honestly,
but have you seen it, Flu? Because like you're connected and you have your fingers and everything, and you're just like trying to be mum's the word. Yeah.
My fingers don't talk that much, bro.
I think I guess it bears remembering there's like 3 billion gamers in the world, mm-hmm. and
talk about it all the time.
I know it's a huge market, right? But based on my experience at GDC a couple months ago, we're still pretty early. Like I did not meet a ton of game devs that were actually very friendly to that had good feelings for NFTs or blockchain.
Yeah.
And so we're still really early. So we still need to do a lot of education, a lot of outreach, and we just need to be a friendlier community and just kind of show exactly what Web3 can do for them. So we're still super early.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting. Sorry, Rebecca, go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry. I just don't understand why there's such a distaste for NFTs in games. Because it's like, actually, no, I want to like give you the stuff that you bought and you have it. And you're like, why? Do you guys have any insights into why you think that there's such a revulsion towards that?
Well,
I think that it's media attention for one thing.
Yeah, I think there's a education PR issue for sure. I also think there's a really large population of gamers that don't want to deal with tokens or NFTs. They just want to play and escape, and that's really, really missing in Web3. You know, we need more games like that, because right now, I mean, who wants to deal with the volatility of tokens? You know, if you're a gamer, you just want to play, right? NFTs, like, you know, you don't want to be thinking about floor price the whole time or whatever. And so we need more games, like actual games.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I like the idea of like you wouldn't worry about floor price if you like. I'm just thinking like GTA. I saw an ad earlier today. It was like get $300,000 if you sign up in GTA today, and I'm just like I wouldn't care that that GTA dollar is worth literally nothing if like I love the game forever and always. Like where it didn't matter if the price was. It would be great if the price was 100 per GTA dollar. Don't get me wrong. I would like love everything about it, but it doesn't matter if it's also like 0.00001 cent because I'm still able to buy the amount of things that I want. I get the reward for playing the gameplay and doing things, but like maybe at the end I can like package all of the gameplay that I did up and like take it to the GTA 6 whenever it gets launched,
And
if it ever comes.
that's one of the ideas behind Skyweaver, at least in my personal experience with it, is that they don't charge you for anything. They don't charge you for any of the cards that they have in it. They just they give them to you for like playing, right? And then you can compete for them. You can win them in different events. And then the only way that there's actually any monetary value assigned to it is if that player chooses to sell it on the open marketplace, which then uses crypto to settle transactions, right? And then the profit incentive there is that the game gets a cut of the transactions that are done on the marketplace. So it's literally just a marketplace with a game built around it. It's just a very exclusive marketplace. And like things like that, I believe are very, very well set to be a future, not the only future, but a future of NFTs and gaming in that intersection. The other thing, like Peter was saying, is that it needs to be an experiential, like an escapism, sort of compatible experience. And right now, I mean, like I'm not feeling the escapism whenever I'm playing most blockchain games. I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling okay. I'm spending $14 to get $6. Like that's like
Yeah.
if you're gonna summon, it's 60 Jewel in DeFi Kingdoms, and you're like, okay, I've created this new NFT. Shoot, it's worth $12, and I spent 75 on this, right? And it's experiences like that it makes it very much feel like a financial transaction, and it should not feel like a financial transaction. You should have a mode that you can just experience the game, and if the game without any financial incentive is not fun to play, it's not a good game.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah.
Preach. So this is something we always like to ask everyone when it comes on the show. Like, what are you right now? It's a market. What are you guys most excited about right now, just in general? It could be life. It could be GameFi. It could be like you had a great ice cream sundae last night. What are you guys excited about, just in general? The heat in Austin. I'm sure you're very excited, Flo. Yeah.
I'm excited right now about the rest of the week. I'm excited to go later, meet up with some investors over there at whatever bar that they're at, and I'm excited to see who else is in Austin. So if you want to meet me in Austin, send me a DM on Twitter. I'm sure that y'all have already tweeted out follow the Blockworks or Playconomy sort of socials for that. Hit me up. We'll meet up, and I'm excited to meet anyone who wants to meet. That's my excitement.
All right. This is your chance. Slide into the DMs.
No, that's good. So I'm headed to NFT NYC. I'm really excited for that. And I'm trying to set up a bunch of kind of like off event meetings now with studios that are going to be there, and really excited to be speaking with them and sharing with them our goals at Harmony and why Harmony should be the chain on which they build their games on. And something I'm pretty excited about, it's not really work related, is so we've adopted a bunch of kids, but we adopted my daughter Quincy is 5 months now, and she's at the stage where she's like rolling around.
Yeah.
And she kind of rolled like on her stomach and back to her back, like for the first time this morning.
Holy shit! Congratulations!
So that was kind of exciting. And so
I
now
mean,
it's
like
okay. Yeah.
That's cool. We're always so focused on like your metaverse pixelated personality, but like sometimes the meatbag space where we live in the real world is kind of exciting. My son just took his first steps this past weekend, so like I
There
totally
you
like
go.
you're saying that like that made me like my heart grew 3 sizes this day.
Nice.
That's really cool. How many? You said you had a bunch of kids, and have you adopted a lot of kids? I'm super curious.
Yes.
What does that
Um,
mean? Like, yes is a very short answer.
Yeah, there's a long story, and I don't even know if we have time. But we had 5 biological.
Wow.
So I got married really young. So we had 5 biological, and then we adopted 6 more.
Holy shit.
And
First and foremost, at that point, yeah, you have your own gaming clan, which is great. So you
Pretty
have to set
much.
up, get them on
we
early.
have like
So
we have 2 basketball
doesn't-
teams.
Peter does not like to talk about this. This was the plan all along. He actually plans on competing with like Gala and like YGG by himself.
That's right.
He will create his own
just
feeder
with his
farm
kids. Yeah, no,
of scholars.
No.
No, that's actually a good point. No, funny enough. Back in the summer, what's his name? Oh gosh, my mind is escaping me. You mentioned YGG.
Gabby?
Gabby. Yeah, so
Yeah.
he and I had dinner. He came to, I'm based in Salt Lake City, so he came to Salt Lake City, and then we had dinner, and then we talked about like, maybe Harmony can sponsor like an Axie YGG event in the Philippines, and now it's not happening, but it's gonna happen in 2023. Anyway, yeah, we're definitely going to be doing some cool things with YGG. In support of the games and game developers and users of Harmony. And so, anyway,
That's cool. And yeah, I have 2 kids, and I'm made sure I'm not having any more. So I cannot imagine how you're dealing.
snip.
Yeah, I can't imagine how you're dealing with 11 in the household in a 5-month. And you're like coherent enough to have a conversation with me today.
So product promo, Red Bull.
If Red Bull needs a sponsor, Play Economy is the place to be, or just inside Pete's house. You'll get plenty of brand sponsorship spots there. Amazing.
Nice.
Well, any last thoughts? Anything? I really appreciate you guys coming on.
No, I think that I got to preach as much as I wanted to preach,
Right.
man. We
went to a soapbox for you. We try and help.
Yeah, man. We went to church today. But no, if anyone wants to ask me anything, you can always hit me up on Twitter, tfinalfantasy. Hit up Peter, Shmula. I have no idea what that's supposed to say. Is it Shmula?
It's
Peter?
Shmula. Yeah.
Shmula.
So
Okay.
here's the story behind that.
Hey, juicy
Here's another
details. The
story.
alpha you didn't know you needed today.
So I was laying in bed one night, and I was thinking of domain names to buy. And I wanted to buy moolah.com, right? Like money, moolah.
Yeah.
It was taken, of course. And then I said, moolah shmoolah. I'm like, wait, shmoolah. And so anyway, that's what I bought. So it
The
means
rest is
literally
history.
nothing. It means nothing.
Amazing.
That's really cool. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. This has been another wonderful episode of Play Economy. We are typically on 4 p.m. East every Thursday, but next week we are actually going to be meeting with some folks on the other side of the planet. So I think we're going to be going live early morning on Wednesday Eastern time / I don't know. We'll figure out the specific hours, but we'll put out tweets and let you know the specifics.
Yes.
So we'll be hitting you with a double whammy next week with 2 episodes, basically back to back. Tune in. We love you always. It's Play Economy. Have a good one, everyone.
Bye.
It's been Trill.
Trill. Awesome.